And I'm gonna mute us, or you guys. And Sharon, I'm kneeling on blocks because it's easier, but whatever works for you.
Sarah, do you have your knees on them or your butt on them?
But, and my shins are on the floor. I'm in like a very easy Virasana.
Got it.
Very easy because my quads are so angry from attempting to learn tennis. They were not as into it as I was, as it turns out. Hands on the knee. So I can't reach my knees quite at this angle, but I'm reaching toward them. And we're going to start to arch the back, cat cowing here, lifting the chin, squeezing the shoulder blades, and drawing in an inhale. And then exhale, going forward into the cat. And if you want, you can raise your hands up and kind of round them. Inhale, lift and arch the back, look all the way up. And exhale, round. And I do recommend taking your arms forward. And I'm sitting up on I'm kneeling up on blocks, guys. If you're just coming in, inhale, open, and exhale, close. And continue making your way through this pattern, really simple. And finding your own pace, your own breath speed. Pulling the belly button all the way back when you round. Inhale, really drawing in and lifting the chin, opening the front of the chest and throat. And I'm exaggerating the breath just for you guys. And let's do 2-3 more rounds. And then relax and sit up tall. But again, not a lot of effort. You just want it to be easy. Affirm the feeling of the feet. So feel the tops of the feet on the floor and just acknowledge that there's sensation there. Feel the natural curve in your lower back. So maybe even kind of sass your bum back a little bit and feel that curve, that slope up your back. And I'm sitting up on 2 blocks, which is pretty extreme. I'm gonna take one out, not because it feels good, but just because I balance a little better, and we're gonna start using arms. Inhale, reach the arms up and feel your waist get long. And you still wanna keep that little sass, that little extension of the tailbone. Bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen up out of your spine. And exhale, turn looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, reach both arms up. Right hand toward the left leg, left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen, really up the whole body, torso. Exhale, turn, look over the left shoulder. Continue with this pattern, reaching up on an inhale, landing the arms for a twist on the exhale. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, turn. Inhale, reach to center. Hands land down on the exhale. Inhale, lifting through the spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. And you can take out those extra breaths if you want to make it a little smoother. But they might be serving a purpose. So see how you feel. When you've completed your left side again, inhale to the center. Reach your right arm down toward your right, maybe to the floor, or you need a block there. Left arm over, bending over toward the right side. Curve into the ribs, And if it's okay, turn your gaze to look up into that left arm. And really feel the body bending. Inhale, raise the right arm. Left hand comes down. Right arm over the ear. Look up into the right arm. Feel that curve on the right side. All the way up through the neck. Side of the neck. And make more space on that right side if you can. And consider even the inner line of the arm. From the shoulder through the elbow through the wrist. And again, inhale up, exhale over to the right side. Turn the nose into the upper arm. And maybe lean back just a tiny bit for more space. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left side. And notice if, in my case, my left shoulder's kind of coming forward. I want to pull that shoulder blade onto the back. And turn toward the right. Inhale up. Lifting up out of the waist, interlace the fingers, spin the palms to the sky. Round slightly forward, accessing the back of the rib cage. Try to slide it up toward the shoulders a bit. And then open the front of the chest, let the shoulders melt. Squeeze the inner arms. Thumbs high, pinky fingers contracting down toward the back. And then bend the elbows where you can see your hands. Slide the fingers the other way, so still interlaced, but just moving them over one. And then press the palms up again. Dome forward, access the back ribs, slide them higher. Raise through the thumbs to lift the front of the chest. Squeeze the pinky fingers down to contract the back body. Push. Keep breathing. Can you straighten the inner arms more? And then flex your hands, fingers up toward the ceiling. Pressing the wrists, pressing the heels of the hands toward the walls. Stay here. Imagine you're pushing the walls farther away from you. And then lower your arms. Come off your block. Crawl back a bit if you need to, I did. Move the blocks where you can have them conveniently later. And just smack your shins on the floor. Take your hands and fold them so that the fingers face each other and you're on the back of the hand. So the awkward back of the hand. And move side to side, sort of like a penguin, rocking right to left. You can contract or retract the fingers toward the palm, curling the hands, and then lengthening the fingers out. If that's too much, back away from that. Lean over the right arm, right hand, and circle. Draw a little circle with your shoulder around the wrist. Go the other way. And then lean over to the left side. If it's too much to leave the right hand, you could flip it over and come onto fingertips on that right side, just as a balance. And circle the other way, over that left wrist. So the shoulder's drawing just a tiny circle. Oof. And then turn your wrists away from you, fingers toward you. Put the palm side down. Spread the fingers out as well as you can. And then you're gonna lean back toward, kind of butt toward heels, child's pose like. Trying to keep the heels of the hands down. And they are pretty sneaky. They'll feel down when they're not. Like when I look in a mirror here, I'm always like, oh, they're not down. But so try to keep them down as you send your hips back. Ooh. Pull your belly button in, because, you can. And it's a good opportunity just to wake up that core a little bit. And then lean on to the hands, see how they're doing. They may not be thrilled with you. And one more time, lean back. Head circle to the right. And head circle to the left. Come on forward, spin your hands the normal, traditional way, fingers forward. And just notice how perhaps your palms feel more rooted to the floor and maybe your hands feel a little more accessible. Inhale, lifting the tailbone. Look up. Feel that stretch on the front side. Exhale, pull the navel to the spine as you round, spread your shoulder blades, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, lift into cow. Exhale, round, 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 adhering your fingers to the ground. And a few more of these on at your own pace. Finding the rhythm of your breath here. Breathing through the nose. Finding a neutral spine, draw the shoulder blades down the back, lengthen the lower back out a bit. Tuck your toes under and then lift your knees just to hover off the ground. Isometrically pull your wrists toward your knees and your knees toward your ankles toward your wrists. And feel the contraction as you squeeze and awaken the core body, that cylinder of strength, even maybe your hamstrings. And then pop your butt up and slowly stretch up into a down dog. Pedaling here, awakening the ankles and calves. Balls of your feet, different parts of the sole of the foot. Bending one knee, pressing opposite heel down. And maybe I'm jogging my head a little bit with each side, turning my head in that direction of the straight leg. Just sort of a natural twist. And find a way to walk it forward. Feet stay slightly apart, knees bent. Clasp your elbows with your palms and drape your head forward. Knees are softly bent, belly button pulled in, turning your head left and right, and forward, up and down, side to side, no, as if you're saying no, nodding your head as though yes. And then slide your elbows slightly forward, lining them up with the top of your ears, and really let yourself hang. Feeling the weight of your elbows helping to pull the sides of your rib cage farther down. Release your hands. Bring the feet closer together. Come on to fingertips or bring your hands to your shins. Send your chest forward and your sits bones back. Think of lifting your butt up a wall, so your sits bones were rolling marbles up a wall, and kind of maybe even straightening the backs of the legs more, continuing to have that curve in the lower back and a long swan-like flow to your neck. Exhale, fold, letting the head drape downward. Belly goes in, strong. As you lift the chest up, take the arms wide, reach up tall. Look up. Grab hold of your left wrist, and you can look forward now and look and take the arm up and over toward the right. Stay here, or pick up your left foot and curtsy your left foot behind the right. Squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze that column of your hips. As you bend over toward the right side, perhaps look up toward that left arm, feeling the curve from your left hip to your left wrist. Look forward for ease. Replace your left foot down next to your right. Inhale, reach, and then bend the knees a little bit. Grab hold of your right wrist, lift up and over toward the left. Lift your ribs on both sides. They're gonna fall, of course, on that left side, but can you make a little space there so they're not poking you? Stay here or come up onto the ball of the right foot, lift it up, cross it behind into a curtsy. Push down through the ball of that right foot as you bend the knees and squeeze the inner thighs together. Perhaps look up to the right. Feel that curve from the right hip to the right wrist. Inhale, feet together, back up to center. Reach up through your arms. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, sits bones moving as though up a wall. Belly in strongly. Step back with your left foot. Maybe have your blocks readily nearby. Drop your left knee down to the floor. You also might want to have padding if you need it for your left knee. Come up onto so that your hands are now up. And left knee is down, right foot is forward. Scissor the legs energetically so my muscles are scissoring. Tuck the tailbone a little bit, and you might feel, as I do, a nice deep stretch up that left side. If you want, raise the arms forward and up. Again, grabbing hold of that left wrist, pull up and over toward the right side. Perhaps keeping the length of the tailbone, sink your hips slightly forward. Release the left hand to the floor or a block. Reach your right hand behind you. Bend the left knee, maybe catching that left foot or not. Turn and look over the right shoulder. Squeeze that right knee slightly in as it will tend to buckle out here to the right. If you can, kick your foot into your hand a little bit. Release that left foot down, swim your right arm overhead, land the hand on the floor or block. I have to move my left knee back slightly to straighten my right leg into like a half split. My right hip is sassing itself out to the right. I don't want that. I'm going to scoop my right hip down because it wants to rebelliously pop up. Flex your toes back towards you and see if you can feel your hamstrings by pushing your right heel down slightly and drawing that leg bone in slightly. Can you activate that back leg? Staying here if you feel that's useful, or start to roll forward to a lunge here, leaving that left knee down and moving between these two positions of half split and low lunge. I like to pop the blocks up onto their highest height here so I can include a wave of my spine. As I fold forward over the right leg, I drape my spine over my leg, and as I come forward into a lunge, I go one vertebra at a time into a back bend, that cow position, alternating between these two shapes. I enjoy the spinal flow probably more than anything. But there's also a lot of value in just holding the shape, so whichever you prefer. Whatever you're in, slowly make your way forward to a low lunge. Move the blocks to the side if you're using them. Place your fingers on the floor, fingertips. Left toes tucked behind you, lift the left knee up. Hold here, pushing down into the right foot, finding equilibrium between the hips Raise the right arm up for a twist. Push down into that right foot. Feel that right glute turn on. Bring the right hand down. Flatten your palms to the floor. We're going to step to plank, but ekapada, so one-legged plank. Left toes are going to stay down. Right leg extends behind you and can cross over the left leg, resting the top of the right foot on the left heel. Move your heart forward and puff up between your shoulder blades a tiny bit. Bend the elbows. Uncross the feet, come forward to up dog. Push down through the toes. Squeeze your hips toward each other. Lift the face. Squeeze the tummy to the spine as you send your hips back to downward dog. Holding in the front of the body. Spreading the upper back by rolling the shoulders apart, making plenty of space to relax the muscles in the neck and let the head drape. Ujjayi breath kind of greets you. And then find your way forward up to where your hands are. Feet are a little bit apart. Knees soften. Clasp your elbows in your palms with the opposite forearm forward. Hang your head. Perhaps turn it no and nod it yes. Elbows slide forward slightly to line up with the ears. Belly draws in strongly to support you. Release the hands, toe heel the feet closer together. Fingertips on the floor or on the shins, sits bones back and up, heart rolls forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to rise, push down through the feet. Rise all the way up, arms go high. Grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand, lift up and over toward your left. Stay here or curtsy the right ankle behind the left. Squeeze the legs together, lean. Look up to the right. Really find that squeeze. Feet parallel, inhale up. Grab the left wrist up and over toward the right. Bend the knees just a little. Lift your left foot, cross behind your right. Squeeze the inner thighs as you bend over toward the right. Perhaps look up. Feel the goddessness of the shape. Uncross, feet parallel. Inhale, reach up. And look up and arch back here. Exhale, push the walls away as you fold, melting over your legs. Inhale, lift the chest, the torso. Raise the sits bones at the same time. Step your right foot back. Lower the right knee. Take your arms straight forward and up. Scissoring the legs. Draw tailbone under slightly for a deeper sensation in that right leg. Grab hold of the right wrist, up and over toward the left. Maybe look up. Squeeze your outer hips. Feel that column of connection. Releasing the bend here. Ooh, come up to center. Right hand down toward the, should we do that next? Right hand down and reach back. Yes, we did, with your left hand. Maybe bend your right leg and catch the foot. Oof. Draw the right shoulder blade carefully onto the back and squeeze your left knee slightly toward the midline as it's going to want to buckle out toward the left. Feel the strength in your lower tummy As you turn, look over that left shoulder. Maybe kick that right foot into the hand a little bit. And release forward. Hands on the blocks if you like, I do. And then move that right knee back a little bit. Start to straighten that left leg. Notice that that left hip wants to kind of evade the stretch and draw it under you, squeezing again that center line of outer hips in toward the middle. Flex your toes toward you. Squeeze your lower belly up as you continue to center yourself, your spine between the legs. Staying here, or I'm gonna pop my blocks up to the highest height and start to move between the shapes of low lunge and this half split. I think of my head as the last thing to move. I follow the spine sort of like scales on a piano. And my tailbone leads every time. And I go one note at a time, one bone by bone. Head crashing down at the end. And lifting up at the end. And I do imagine, it's very musical for me. Breathing on the inhale into that low lunge. Exhale takes me into that half split. Or please feel free to hold that half split if that's more valuable for you this morning. Eventually, find your way forward to a low lunge. Move the blocks. Place the palms, hands on the floor or fingertips. Tuck your right toes, peel that right knee up. Scissor again, find that strength, which will propel your spine forward. Lift the left arm up, keeping the hips level. Left arm lifts, twist to the left. Right shoulder blade down the back. Turn your ribs, but not your hips. And bring your left hand down, palms to the ground, ekapada, so one-legged plank. Step that left foot back, maybe cross it on top of the right ankle. Squeeze your hips, lower halfway. Uncross your feet, inhale, up dog, shoulders back. Roll over the toes, tummy in, down dog with breath. And then he slightly, gaze turned in to the navel. Shoulders spiraling wide, freeing up tension in the neck. It will help you, in theory, to engage your lats. Keep pulling your hips higher for more spine space, spinal space. Raise your heels on an inhale. Bend the knees on an exhale and travel by walking or jumping forward. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, nice forward fold. Dropping your head. Inhale, lift to come up, lift through the heart. Sweep the arms out and up, reach tall. Look up and find a back bend. Exhale, fold your hands to your heart, close your eyes. Aware of the soles of the feet and their contact with the floor. Finding each foot pressing evenly into the ground. Feel the parts that are touching and the parts that are lifting. Tone up through your legs, lengthening the tailbone. Drawing the belly slightly in, feeling the ribs floating. Shoulders softening, head light. Release the hands down. Palms turn forward, Bend the knees, raise your arms up overhead, draw your belly in, sink a little deeper, sliding your knees back slightly. Breathe in here. Good. Hold. And breathe. Chair pose. Fold forward and let it go. Inhale, look up and lengthen here. Step back, left foot and right foot, plank. If you'd like, Ekapada, cross your right ankle over your left heel. Lift the chin, bend the elbows. Uncross your feet, inhale, up dog. Three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Nice. Squeezing hamstring muscles. Bend your right leg. Contract as though you had a ball behind the knee. Good. Open up your hip. Look under your left shoulder to compensate for the natural tendency to twist here. So look under the left armpit. And turn your right knee even more up from the inside of the knee. Very good. Beth, look under the left shoulder. You probably are, but just from my angle, it looks funny. Sharon, can you pull the bottom tip of your ribs in? Bottom right tip, just a little bit in. Yes. Very good. Right knee to the right upper arm, coming forward toward a plank. Yes. Very good. Inhale, right leg up. And right knee across to the left arm. Very good. Inhale, right leg up. Draw your knee to your nose, round your upper back, pull your tummy in. Place your right foot at your right thumb. Come on up, crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Yeah, very good. Scissoring the column of the hips. Beautiful. Strength through that left leg as it lengthens out behind you. It's almost a discovery as you push back through your left heel. It's like, oh, my leg is long. And really let your back ribs slide up as well, without the shoulders. Very good. Bring your left arm forward and your right arm back. Simple twist here. High-fiving with both hands, feeling that strength in your back body. Lower your the back hand, whichever one that is, your right hand to your left leg, and your left arm up by your ear, twisting like another version of a goddess pose. Feel the cylinder of the twist from the hips up through the ears, through the fingers. Keep turning. Beautiful. Yeah, and it is a bit of a turning to unwind. We go to warrior two from here. So you're going to unwind it, the arms windmill, and you open up. So it's like we twist to open, which is a nice contrast. Open to warrior two, and turn both your palms up to activate the back body more. And open the front chest. Beautiful. Let's reverse this warrior two. Reach forward slightly to go back. So same sort of thing. We go forward to go back. And breathe into that right side. Picking up from the hip bone, that right hip, that right side of the pelvis, up into the ribs, up into the armpit, through the palm. Beautiful, beautiful. Cartwheel the right hand down, step up right into your half moon. Let's go for it. Reach that left leg up. Take your time. Maybe the block is there. Microbend your right knee, and as though screwing a light into a light bulb, you're going to rotate your right upper thigh slightly externally, which is to the right, and draw the leg bone in to the hip socket more. The left leg kind of does something different. It rotates down slightly toward the floor at first. So you let that top leg roll down, which is counterintuitive, kind of like closing a curtain. And then you're like, voila, you roll it open. So you first internally, then you externally rotate it, which is toward the ceiling. Keep your toes actively flexing toward you and reach to that left arm. Look toward the hand if you want to with your right eye. Everybody try to breathe more, please. Deeply bend your right leg and step back with your left foot, warrior two. Land and wait for stillness to come. It will greet you eventually here. Breathe. Open chest. Awareness through the feet. Big breath. Windmill the hands all the way down. Look forward as you step back to plank pose. Spin both of your heels toward the right side and lower your right knee down for a modification here and lift your left arm high. So a modified version for now of a side plank, left arm lifts. Let's stay here and find the subtleties. So bend the right elbow slightly, pull the right shoulder blade firmly onto your body, onto your back. Reach up with that left arm. Your left foot is the one that's extended behind you. Push that left foot down into the floor. And see if you can lift your right knee, which is the one you're balancing on, off the ground and lift it that almost like a side tree or a falling tree. Lift that right knee up and put the foot on the inside of that left leg. So good. Can you keep that? This is a big ask, and turn toward plank. With that right knee, right foot still in tree. That's a big question. I don't know. Try it. Lower down, bend the elbows all the way to the floor so you're like a cobra, a snake in a tree. So that right knee's out to the side and you're all the way down so you don't need a ton of strength. And lift here. Lift that chest up. Even make that snake sound, that syllable S sound with the tongue behind the teeth. Very good, very good, very good. Slide that right leg straight back so the legs are together. Come down onto your tummy. Place your forehead on your hands and take a few breaths into your lower back. Bend your knees and windshield wipe your legs from side to side, just massaging the low back here a bit, giving it some love and attention. Finding our way into the body. It's really profound what we discover there, where we've pocketed things away. It's such a convenient place to put our stuff. And then push back to child's pose with the arms extended forward. Breathing here. Feel your hips sink back if you can. Elena, why don't you keep your hips over your knees and drop your chest to the floor so you don't have to strain your knees. Keep your butt forward more. Even more, like walk your butt directly over the knees. It's farther than you think. Yep, there you go. There you go. Breathe, everybody, into the spaces that need you, need your attention. Everybody try softening in the armpits. This is a big linchpin place. And then come forward to your hands. Tuck your toes under. Lift up and back to down dog. Breathe in deeply. Open your mouth and let out whatever sound is there. Do that again. Deep breath in. And release whatever sound is readily available. Left leg up. Bend the knee, think contracting the back of the leg. Bring your heel toward your glute. Open the knee up toward the right. Look under the right armpit. Keep lifting your inner left knee higher. Nice. Nice. Good. Square your hips. Bring your knee toward your nose and round your upper back. Pull the tummy in strongly. Good. Inhale, kick that left leg back. And bring your knee to your upper left shoulder. Shoulders toward plank. Inhale, leg up. And bring your knee toward your right upper arm. Squeeze. Good. Inhale, leg up. Knee toward chest. Left foot steps forward into crescent. Arms up to the sky. Hips are square. Breathe. Let your shoulders sink down a bit. Extend to the inner line of the arm. Right arm forward, left arm back. Stay upright here. Twist, upright twist. Add that imagination, high-fiving both hands. That resistance. Left hand slides to the right leg, right arm up by the ear, narrowing the column of you. Turn more. Beautiful. Beautiful. Unwinding, warrior two. Opening up to warrior two. Let the chest open. Your left knee is going to want to sink in toward the big toe. The way to make it a hip opener is to not let that happen. To keep opening that knee toward the middle toe. Lifting up through the sides of the hips. That left hip lifting off the thigh. Reach slightly forward with your left palm. Turn it up and reverse warrior here. Breathe along that left column. Find that curvature on that left side. Very good. Breathe. Keep pressing that left knee slightly more. And if it's okay, let your hips sink a tiny bit down. Yes, it's always that place we don't want to go is right there. Reaching your left fingertips forward, right up into half moon. Take your time. I like a block. Lift that back leg up. Rotate that. Well, let's go a little slower. Bend the left knee. Externally rotate the left leg and draw that left femur into the hip. Then the upper leg rotates slightly toward the floor, like you're closing something. Good, Beth. And then you rotate it open as you draw the tailbone toward the heel. Right arm lifts. Good, good, good. That was good though, Alina. That was different. And then turn your left eye up. Add resistance in your upper palm and extend back through your heel. Toes flexing so you're working that ankle. Very good, very good. Breathe here. Yes, good. Right hand comes down to the floor. Bend your left knee. Step back, warrior two. I tripped you up a little bit on that, sorry. Lift that outer left hip up, open your chest, and try to get as long on your left side as you can. More height of that left hip. That's a little better. Push down through the floor and rip your mat a little bit more with your feet. Try to tear that mat. Yeah. Inhale. Very good. Cartwheel the hands down to plank pose. Stay there. You're going to spin your heels to the left. Drop your left knee to the mat, right arm up, hold here. Pull your ribs in, so fold your front ribs in, lengthening your back, tailbone long. For a minute or so, a few seconds, push down through your right foot and just connect that to your brain, that foot is down, that leg is strong. Breathe. And then pick up the knee on the floor, that's your left one. Pick that up into like a tree pose, perhaps, like a side tree. Left foot up into the right inner thigh. Very good. It's funny. It's confusing to the brain, which I think is fun. And then the right hand comes down and maybe you stay in tree. Awesome, tree plank. And then lower to the mat, tree cobra, left knee down. Inhale, lift the chest up here. Make that little snake sound. Pressing the hips into the floor, opening that inner left groin, inner thigh. Try to soften and open the chest. Soften and open the chest. Really become that snake. Think of that soft, snaky spine. Very good. Slide your left leg back behind you and lie down onto your tummy. Stack your palms and put your forehead on them. Bend your knees, and lift your feet as you windshield wipe your legs side to side. Breathe into your lower back and any other parts of your back or body that need it. Very good. Lengthen your legs up behind you and slide your arms down by your sides. Interlace them at your lower back. Bend your elbows a little bit and find your shoulder blades. Draw them slightly closer together without impinging on the neck. Reach back through the toes. Straighten the arms as you lift up here. Lift the torso, lift the shoulders and head. Maybe lift the feet, lifting up off the floor. It's okay if you want to keep your legs apart or squeeze them together, but you do want to engage the core, which is tricky, sometimes for me at least, but pull your belly in, squeeze your hips, lengthen back through your toes, lift up a little higher, gorgeous, and come on down. Release the hands, and do it again. Take the hands behind you, interlace your fingers with the opposite lacing. Find your shoulder blades, bend the elbows slightly. Perhaps start with the feet closer together and lengthen your toes back behind you so the inner line of the leg gets its due. On an exhale, lift up, pressing pubic bone down, pull belly in, lifting chest and shoulders and toesies, using the back. Can you use your arms, those triceps? Squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. And release, come on down. Slide your right knee up by your chest. So you're kind of in that tree-ish thing again, but more freedom here. Just lay there, let that right hip open. Breathe. Breathe into whatever's there. Welcome, 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 whatever it is. Whatever things you discover, acknowledge them and welcome them. Slide your left hand underneath you. We're going to roll into a spinal twist from here. So your left hand's going to come under toward your knee and your right hand goes behind you. And it's not as hard as it sounds. You're just rolling into a spinal twist. Your left hand can come onto the right knee and eventually you turn your head toward the right. That's it. What's important or useful is to know that you really want your right shoulder down. Your right knee most likely shouldn't be down. I like it on a block. And you don't want to over twist, you don't want to over strain the IT band there. I think TNF is another thing that that's there. We don't want to overuse those ligaments and tendons. We just want that beautiful stretch in the outside of the hip, the lateral hip, and up through the spine. I like to also feel the length of the left leg so I can really maximize the stretch of the spinal column, the space. Let your shoulders relax as much as you can. Let them really drop to the floor here. I always find that I'm holding something weird there. And there's a lot of reward in letting go. And then concentrate on maximizing the breath into the lungs. When you're ready, you're going to work your way back to your tummy. That top arm coming over, that right arm coming back around you like a hug, rolling toward the floor. Straighten that right leg out behind you. Then draw the left knee toward the left armpit and rest here, face to the floor, hips squaring and working on letting that left side open. Maybe bringing more weight toward the knee, but don't rush that. That may not be smart. Breathe. Right arm winds underneath you, and you slowly migrate to the twist. Left arm behind. Block under the left knee if you like, I do. And then that left shoulder eventually making its way all the way to the floor. Perhaps the gaze turns over the left shoulder. Reach through the right leg, maximizing the length from toes to skull. And really try to release your shoulders completely down. Once the body is settled, tune into the breath. Reaching through the left arm, roll to your back and pull your knees into your body. A little cannonball shape here. Lifting your forehead up into your knees. Squeeze the belly. Reaching up for the feet. I like a block here under my back, but I think that I'm in the minority. Take happy baby, hands to the inner feet or ankles. Elbows can slide to the inner knees. And you can stay here, rocking a little bit side to side, or alternate, or straighten both legs. See what feels good here. explore with curiosity or stillness and breath, whichever you like. Keep your shoulders down and your feet slightly active. Slowly coming out of this shape, lower the feet to the floor. Reach in the direction of the heels. Feet are slightly forward of the hands. Tuck your tailbone and slowly roll your hips toward a gentle bridge. Gentle, gentle. We're going to roll down through the spine, allowing the natural curve as we tilt the pelvis forward. Tuck the tailbone under, imprinting the spine. Roll up one bone at a time. And come on down again. One bone at a time. Tilting the pelvis forward. Tucking the tailbone. Hips roll up. This time slide your shoulders under. Bring the fingers together if you'd like, or hold the mat. Push down with a little more energy through the feet. Raise the pelvis. Pull the chest open. Relax the buttocks down onto the hands if they're interlaced, and stretch your legs out. Your bum is resting on the fist of the hands. Chest is open, shoulder blades drawn together. Toes are extended forward. Chin slightly tucks. Feel your triceps engage. Then carefully lift your buttocks gently up, release the hands, and slide your way toward the floor. If you just can't Savasana in this direction because it feels wrong, turn around. But if you're good, just stay. Hold your head in your hands and rock your head like you're stargazing. Look at the sky. Manipulate that head, giving it some sweet, sweet traction. And then center the head. Carefully lower this orb down to the floor. Insert your fingers right at the nape of the neck, and then slide them across the back of the head to the jaw. Gently hold the jaw. Gently, gently. And then let your fingers come to your shoulders and slide your shoulders down so the shoulder blades find themselves onto the back, flat, opening the front of the chest. Arms can extend down. Legs are comfortably apart. Roll them, roll your limbs. Preparing for your Savasana. Use blocks if you like underneath the backs of the thighs or anywhere at all. Find a position you can rest in. Take a deep breath in when you're ready. Exhale and sigh it out. Please take a deep breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Deep breath, inhale. Luxurious exhale. Release the front of the body into the back of the body. Release the back of the body into the earth, letting go. Slowly coming back to your breath. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. If it feels right to you, take a deep breath. And on this exhale, start to move your body again, stretching and yawning, whatever you like, but use this as a discovery of what is there. Bending the left knee into the body, roll over to your right side and snuggle into a small fetal position. A rebirthing here. Breathe, discovering the back of your lungs and all of their potential. The lungs can be a place where grief gets stored, and they're also the place of our vitality and our excitement and our desire to live. So we want to move that grief out over time, not rush it, but keep it moving so that we can breathe in vitality and life force. We don't want to be competing in that way against ourselves. Just notice what's real. I don't want you to project anything that isn't there. Just see what is there for you. And then post up onto your left hand as you make your way to a tall seat. And align yourself well so that there's support for your spine, for your gorgeous brain. Lift the shoulders, roll them back and down. Raise the hands up to the sky. Praying your palms together, let them slide through the face, over the lips, throat, landing at the center of the heart. Push through the heels of the hands, feeling that specificity of power. The thumbs engaging with self, pointing toward you, and the pinky fingers reaching out toward the world. We connect to the song of our heart, that inner prayer. Using the sound of Om, we connect to the sound of the earth. We bring these together. Inhale. Om. Raise your thumbs toward the third eye, pressing in there. We bow forward, acknowledging our practice, acknowledging ourselves, acknowledging one another, and all beings everywhere. We sit up tall. Namaste. Thank you guys. Welcome back. I will see you next Tuesday. Have a good, strong week. The astrology is much, much better this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe things will go differently. Love you guys.